Hey guys, Sean Terry here, flip2freedom.com. Hope you're doing well. All right, we're back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what to expect as a new real estate wholesaler on exactly what you have to do to get a deal. I'm talking about the amount of calls you have to make, the talk time, the quality conversations. We'll talk about that, how many leads it takes to get a deal. I'm actually going to take you into our dashboard that we have and show you a couple different of our reps and see the difference between one rep and the other rep. And we're going to talk about what that is because it's pretty dramatic. I'm going to show you how much revenue they've actually signed, how many deals they've actually signed, and the whole, how much money we spent on marketing, the whole thing. So we got a lot to talk about. And if you could do me a favor, if you could hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss another video. If you want to learn how to wholesale properties, you want to go out and make a ton of money, you want to go out and make $100,000 a month doing this business, then definitely like and subscribe this because we show you exactly how to do this. I've been wholesaling now for the past 19 years, done millions and millions of dollars. We have a nationwide wholesaling company here in Phoenix, Arizona. We do deals all across the entire country, and we do deals right now. Literally, that's my main source of income, and I do this for fun. So let's get into it. Let's talk deals.
I can't take no loss. Yeah. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my.
All right, so expectations as a real estate wholesaler and talking into the nitty-gritty of exactly what it takes. So first off, you have to look at this as a business. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not, I'm gonna, talk to some people and some motivated sellers and find some motivated sellers, or try some texting, or try some cold calling, and then, hopefully get a $15,000 or $20,000 deal. It starts from that, but if you approach this business as an actual business, then when things aren't going well, you won't quit. Okay. Now I can tell you, if you move forward and you follow in what we talk about on this channel, and there's some other really great people on YouTube that talk about how to wholesale properties. If you follow what we do and you do not ever quit, and you apply the things that we talk about, and it's really three components. It's marketing, understanding how to generate leads cost effectively. It's closing deals, how to close deals over the phone, and then how to hire, right? If you know those three things, you can build a $100,000 a month, you can build a $100,000 a week, millions of dollars a year, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. So the number one expectation is you got to understand that it's a business. And when you're running a business, it's all about the metrics, the numbers behind the business that drive what we do. Now, for business, what is business? Business is I spend X and I get Y in return. When I hire someone, we hire someone, yes, they're part of the family and yes, they're great, but we hire someone that they will produce a return for the company, and we will pay them handsomely for that return that they're going to, for the company. So for me, when we hire someone, an acquisition rep, we're looking for someone that is going to do at least minimum $1 million a year in signed deal commission. Or, that's like, below average. Average is $1.5 million. Above average is $2 million in revenue that they're going to produce for the company. So if you have 10 ISAs, 10 reps that are acquisition reps, you're talking on above average. For each one of them, that's $20 million in potential revenue to the minimum of $10 million in potential revenue. So the bottom line is you got to look at that as a business, and you got to look at that. I'm going to spend X and get Y in return. So now let's talk about you individually on what's expected. So now you have a, for your own self as an expectation moving forward on you producing results until you can do more marketing and you you can hire and you can close deals over the phone. So I'm going to show you our dashboard right here, and just a couple people and the difference between each of them. And we're going to look at some different metrics that we track on a monthly basis. So let me share my screen real quick with you. So this is our dashboard that we use. And we have all of our team members on here, but I'm just going to show you a couple of them. So here is pipeline revenue. Here is closed revenue. Here is number of contracts closed, contracts signed, leads per contract. This is an incredibly important number. It's a number we watch all the time. I'm going to show you what a great number is, and I'm going to show you what number becomes. It's a red, it's a siren going off if it's too high. This is the leads that we gave as a company to Renee, and here's average deal size. So her average deal size is 26,779, and we've spent so far $42,000, right, to generate 16 deals at $26,000, or a total of $400 and say $36,000. So we spent $42,000 to generate, this, you're talking $400,000+ in revenue. So what does that take when it comes to work, right? What is the work involved to be able to do that? Because now you can generate, remember, when you're brand new, you don't have to spend $42,000 to generate, 442 leads. There are cheap ways, there are free ways, but it takes more work and effort to do it. Working for my company, right? Then, we basically give them leads that they work. They have to prove themselves. There's certain metrics they have to follow, and we train and work with them. But the bottom line is, when you're brand new, you can't spend $42,000 on leads. So you have to generate them from the free ways and the cheap ways. And I have videos on that. You can look at the previous videos on free and cheap ways to generate leads. We have a course, Bear Market Millions. You can click the link below. We talk about this entire process and what we do and how to generate leads for cheap, free, and paid ways to generate leads, how to do deals nationally, how to close people over the phone, and how to build this business to a 6-figure a month business. So if you want to learn about that, you can click the link in the bio and watch that training about the current real estate market and what's going on. All right, so back to Renee. Let's look at the actual numbers behind what she does. So calls. So here's January, February, March, April. So 698 dials, 43 hours of talk time, quality conversations that she's had. We'll talk about that in a second. And leads per contract, 4 signed deals, 2 closed, 0, 1, and 2. Okay. So what is so dials are the actual dials that the outbound dials or inbound calls that she has taken. So that's 600 and 756, 794, 688. Talk time is her talk time, average talk time, 49 hours, 49, 38. And then quality conversations, 45, 32, 10, and 13. Now, I think these need to be updated because their numbers have dropped dramatically. But her leads, but she did sign 4 contracts with now 13 quality conversations, not less time or less calls. Signed contracts are 4. Her leads per contract is 19. So it went from 24 to 28 to 38 down to 19. Now, what's the magic number? The magic number is under 30. If she is under 30 leads per contract, that number, anything under 30 is profitable. If you get above 30, it's where we put it's like a siren that there's something wrong and we have to get involved, and we put someone on a performance plan if they're over 30 to get them down. That's exactly what we did. And if we're looking over here in basically March, we put her on a performance plan and to basically get her down. Now she's at 19 leads per deal. So this is that. Now, the question is, what's a quality conversation? So a quality conversation is where you're actually talking money with the seller, right? How much do you want to get for your property? Here's where we can be. You're actually getting into the numbers of the offer with talking to the seller. And, I have also a video talking about how to talk to seller about making an offer. We use our calculator. We start with a low number, pivot to the high number. So there's, if you look down in the, all my videos down there, you'll find where a video I talk about making offers. Anyway, so the bottom line is this, is that quality conversation is where you're actually talking numbers about the property. All right, so let's get back into it here. So now let's do a compare and contrast. Now, Amy's part-time, right? Amy's part-time. She just works weekends. And let's just do a compare contrast here. So 44 calls, 600, right? 64, 700, 96, 700, 96, 700, right? So now let's look at revenue. So we got closed revenue, almost what? 270, 370. So that's 370 plus what, another 60. So that's almost 400, another 400 plus $1,000 in revenue. And so 400,000, but less time, talk time, 2 hours, 2 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 40 hours, quality conversations, leads per contract, 1621. This, her mother died, unfortunately, during this time right here, and then back down to 34. So her average right here is 31. And we're obviously watching her close, but the company spent $36,000 on marketing spend, and she is average deal size of $25,000. Contracts signed 12, leads number of contracts closed. So part-time, she works weekends, but look at the massive difference. Now, let's talk about what's the difference. How can someone make, a tenth of the calls and get the same amount of revenue? Wouldn't you like to know that? Wouldn't that be something incredibly valuable that you could learn? How can you make less calls and get just as $400,000 in revenue? So here's the difference. Now, let me tell you about Amy. Amy is a teacher of fifth graders. So she teaches fifth grade, and she's from Staten Island, New York, right? So try to make, so she talks to people almost like they're fifth graders, very elementary. She explains stuff slowly and talks to them and makes sure they understand. But also she has the New York edge where she cuts to the chase. Now, Amy's not a people pleaser. Renee is a people pleaser. So Renee spends a lot of time on the phone talking and building rapport, where Amy gets right, cuts to the chase. She builds rapport. She gets them to like and trust her, but she literally cuts to the chase and explains everything in an elementary fashion. So that's why she is so incredibly efficient. She doesn't spend a lot of talk time, hours and hours on the phone. She gets right to the point, and she's not a people pleaser. She literally gets right to the point, and she knows if there's a deal or no deal, and then she moves on. So isn't that interesting about, if you look at the numbers there, 2 hours, quality conversations, 3 contracts, she's part-time. So she's part-time, just working weekends, and almost, for 3 doing as someone full-time. We spent less. Now, here's a new hire, Heath, and he's been with us now for about 30 to 35 days out of the gate. Now, this is someone that is a seasoned salesperson, closer, knows how to close deals, just had to teach him how to close deals on what we're doing. So his talk, 570. So he's putting in the energy, time, and effort, right? He's making the calls. He has the talk time, 49 hours, 43 hours. Quality conversations, 40, 29. 19 leads per contract, 16 leads per contract. This is outstanding. It's outstanding. 7 signed, 5 signed, 1 closed so far, and he's got a bunch of them closing this week, actually. So 21,000 spend for a over $400,000 in revenue, 17 leads per contract, only 218 leads, 12 signed, 1 closed. Like I said, he's got a bunch closed that are that's coming. So the bottom line is, if you look at that right there and you look at the difference of amazing, someone fresh out of the gate turning around, and he got pretty big commission check this last round. I mean, for an $80,000 in closed. But the bottom line is, so what's the difference with Heath to being able to close at 15 leads per deal? Well, the other thing is, when you're doing it, is he's a seasoned closer, where Amy's not and Renee's not. Heath is, so he understands that if someone gives you an objection, it doesn't mean no. An objection doesn't mean no. An objection means they just don't understand. So one thing about Heath is he is incredibly persistent with the call. That's why if you look at him, he has a high talk time. He has a high talk time because he does not let someone get off the phone until he has a contract. And that's why his leads per contract are incredibly low. If there is motivation there and they have to sell their property and they need to sell their property and they have a problem, he will not take their excuse. He will move forward and get that contract signed with that seller. So the bottom line is if your expectation getting started, you've got to put the time, energy, and effort on the phone. You have to put the hours in on the phone. You got to make the calls. You got to spend the 40, 50, 60 hours. You got to understand it's going to take 30 to 40 leads per deal as you're learning the business to get up and get going, to be able to get started and start doing great. So don't beat yourself up if you talk to 40 people and you don't have a contract signed. I know I did when I first signed up. You know what I mean? When I first got started, in real estate, I talked to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 people and they didn't say yes. And I beat myself up and I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? This doesn't work. This is not what I expected, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I see people right now that are getting started in real estate, and they're like, they go, well, I've tried it and it doesn't work. That's not the attitude you want. I'm telling you, this works. I do it full time. There's a lot of other people who do it full time. I just got off a coaching call with someone that's killing it doing this thing full time. There's a lot of people out there who do it full time. So you can't say it doesn't work. The question is, do you work? Now, when we're hiring a rep, we look at 2 different things. We look at their energy and effort, the calls and their quality conversations and their talk time. We can teach specifically how to do the technical side of the business. The 4-step closing process, how to do the set correctly, how to make the offer correctly, how to overcome objections, how to be tenacious, graciously tenacious, right? You don't want to be tenacious and piss them off. You want to be graciously tenacious and you want to work with them to overcome their objections, but don't let them off the hook. See, part of it is like, they want to sell, we want to buy, let's make a deal. Let's figure out how we can make a deal. And I don't care if we're on the phone for 5 hours, we're going to figure out exactly how we're going to do it. There's a stick-to-itiveness. It's almost like a dog with a bone, a starving dog with a bone. They're not going to let that bone go. The bottom line is you got to have that willingness to stick with it, that edge. So we can, when we hire someone, we look at their energy and effort they put in, and we can teach them the skill and exactly how to do it. So we're talking about you and you're getting started in this game and you want to start, doing wholesaling properties. What are you bringing to the table? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to go that extra mile? Are you just going to try it and see if it works and do whatever? You might as well just quit now, because guess what? If you come in with that type of expectation, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. The universe tests you to see how bad you want it. And if you're willing to put forth the efforts and break through to the other side, success is there for you like you've never seen before. And guess what? You have the ability to do it, because I've been teaching for a while now, and I can tell you, I've met a lot of people, that have incredible success. And I know me, right? And believe me, I'm not a college graduate. I think I took 3 or 4 classes in college. I'm a prior U.S. Marine. I'm not the smartest guy. It takes me a long time to figure out things. There are people doing in a matter of months what took me 19 years to figure out. Now, we figured it out, basically lay out a plan for them, and they're killing it. Killing it. So the bottom line is that you have what it takes to go out there and crush it. Just don't set the wrong expectation that you're going to talk to 4 or 5 people and you're going to turn around and you're going to make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 and everything's going to be okay and it's going to be great. Okay. Set the correct expectation. This is a business, and it's going to take time, energy, and effort to learn. And if you put forth the energy and effort to make it happen, you can and will make it work if you don't quit. If you do that, success is inevitable. Inevitable. So I hope this helped. Do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button for future videos, and I'll talk to you in the next video. God bless.
I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my